invited, tell them to bring dessert.
Next, Rachel.
Weekdays at 2 on Local 3.
Holiday cheer comes in all forms, shapes, and sizes, and this morning it comes in the form of Bruce Dodd at Chatt Mortgage, who always puts a smile on his face, and he's laughing with me this morning. Aren't you, Bruce? Are you laughing at my expense?
No, when you have friends, you never laugh at them, you laugh with them.
He's laughing because he and I had been talking a little bit before about some, I don't know, just things in general, and I had said to him, how are we going to phrase this, Bruce? Are interest rates going down? And you looked at me like I was crazy because you're not going to try to spin a situation. You're going to be honest. And it still is not the 2021 year.
Now interest rates, as it relates to real estate, is kind of the equivalent of the elephant in the room. And rates are higher than they were. Rates are higher than they've been. However, we're also seeing house prices continue to move up. And so for most folks, if you're renting, there's still a very strong economic case for you to buy. And yeah, we think that rates will come down sometime over the next year or so. And then at that point, we refinance you. But the thing is that inventory on houses is remaining very tight. The last time we saw inventory get to a level where prices went down was back sort of in the bad old days, 2008 to 2010. At that time, we had inventory about 6 to 7 times higher than we have now. We had over a year's worth of inventory. Now we got about 2 months. And so with that, when that happened, in Chattanooga, we didn't see prices fall off a map. We saw them go down very, very, very little. And so for most folks right now, if you wait to buy a house, you're just going to end up paying more for it on down the road. So our thought is, let's just get you in a payment you can deal with. And then as soon as rates come down, we take advantage of that and we lower the rate at that point.
Are you still seeing a situation, though, like we had been a few months ago, where because of that shortage of houses, there were bidding wars on them, or has that seemed to slow down a little bit?
Well, it's kind of individual houses. When you're seeing things, there's typically multiple people are still trying to buy any given house. Are there 12 or 15? Not typically, but I've certainly seen that. I saw one the other day that had 12 or 14 offers. And so it still occurs. And so the most important thing is for people, if buying a house is something that you want to do, and for most people it is, then you just have to be very clear in what you're looking for, and you have to make sure you're prepared. You've got your numbers, you know what you can do, you're ready to go on the financing side, and when you see the right house, you make a move on it. Now, there are situations where people are getting some seller concessions now, where there's some opportunities to get some seller paid closing costs, or maybe you're not paying, full price. In some cases that happens. The most important thing with real estate or any major endeavor in life is you have the team advising you that knows the way. And so it's super important to have an experienced realtor that can take the temperature on any competitive situation and say, hey, on this particular house, this is what the competitive landscape is. If we want it, this is what we need to do. Or, hey, the competitive landscape isn't as dramatic on this house, and we may be able to get some concessions on this.
Right.
So it's important to have a team and plug into that team, make sure the team knows what your desires are, what's your limits, what's important to you, and then let that team go to work for you.
Okay, quick question. I have about 2 minutes left. You mentioned being prepared or having a team that is prepared to help you get to that finish line. If you are in a situation where you've been renting, maybe your credit's not ideal, so going into getting approval, your interest rate might be higher, but your rent might also be going up. Would it still be advisable to consider buying and then getting your credit improved and getting that rate lowered in time?
Well, what I would tell people is it's important, whether it's real estate or any other element of your personal business or what you do for a living, is to have all the right information. And so what you need to have is information very specific to your situation. And are there some things you can do around credit? There may be some simple tweaks. I've seen people that paying off a credit card $64 ends up raising a credit score 50 points. I mean, sometimes it's wacky stuff. And so it's just important for us to take a look and see how that relates to your situation. Even if your credit's great, we still do an analysis to see, is there something we can do to get us up a little more to save you some money? So it's information is what you need.
All right, as opposed to location. Yours is information.
You gotta have that too.
Yeah,
but you gotta have that too. But to get the location, you got to have the information.
There's your spin for the day, Bruce Dodd. Thank you so very much. It's always fun talking to you.
Oh man, it's always a pleasure, my friend.
You can find him at Chatt Mortgage, 591-9801. They are local, right here in town. Website chattmortgage.com. Thank you, friend.
Thank you.
Outdated brick homes need help, and no one knows brick homes like Refined Home Finishes, the brick experts. Our licensed painters use high-quality paints and lime washes to create modern masterpieces that age beautifully.
We were absolutely thrilled with our home's exterior. Louis and his team did an amazing job. They were dependable, professional, and meticulous.
Visit us at refinedhomefinishes.com to schedule your home facelift. Call us today, and we'll be there today. 438-1950, Refined Home Finishes, the brick experts.
I'm C-Mark.
I'm John Mark.
Have you been hurt at work? We don't get paid unless you get paid.
WG got me my weekly benefit check so I can focus on getting better.
WG got my medical bills paid.
WG got me a big lump sum.
WG got my medical bills paid and $250,000 without going to court.
If you